Welcome to Agile Data. My name is Romans. I'm the author and the concept creator for the Agile Data framework. PHP ecosystem today is overflowing with various ORM and query builder implementations. For me, none of them are actually good at addressing my practical problems. So I spent over a year trying to research and come up with a new concept which I've built in Agile Data and that I'm making available to the rest of PHP community under permissive open source license. But why would you invest your time in learning it? Perhaps you're already comfortable with an ORM that comes bundled with your framework? Or maybe you prefer to communicate with SQL Server using your own queries? Well, there are actually quite a few reasons to do so. And in these videos, I will be looking at one reason at a time, and I will be comparing why Agile Data is contributing, what Agile Data is adding in terms of data access. Today, I would like to look at how Agile Data integrates with the rest of the frameworks. And for the most part, if we look at the way how ORMs integrate and how query builders integrate with the rest of the framework, and particularly the UI widgets and components, the answer is they don't. So let me show you what actually Agile Data offers out of the box. So Agile Data is quite similar to the way how you describe your entities. In here, I have so I have this admin over here I'm building, and it contains 3 models. I mean, you don't have to use model in the class name if you don't like, but you have to name class somehow. And the way I'm setting up my models is that I have a client class, and then I have invoice class, and there's a line class. Now these are all related. I'm not touching on relations yet. Relations are possible in Agile Data. I'm just not. It's topic for the next video. But what I'm showing here is how we actually convert these models into a presentation on screen like that, and all of these can be edited. So, for example, I can edit, and this is actually a numerical value. So if I try to fill something which is not a number, I get an error. And this is a monetary value, so it has a right alignment by default. Now, where is all this logic stored? And the truth is that it's all part of the widget. It's generic. So that's the index page, and I create the first CRUD over here. The second CRUD is being created over here, and here's the third CRUD. Now you see that it's absolutely identical for each CRUD, how I'm setting it up. The only thing that changed is the model, and you see the database is the same. So the model actually contains sufficient amount of information, not only to explain which type should be used and the field, but also to give some additional hints for the UI, such as caption. Yeah, the quantity in here says quantity, not QTI, because that's how I'm defining it. And if I look at the database, in here I have a table called invoice, but it has additional field here called date, which is not present on the UI at the moment. So there is this important concept where the UI can only access the field which I actually define. So it won't be able to change the data unless I define it. So as I add this field, I want to specify type date, and that's it. Now if I refresh this page, the CRUD will automatically discover that there is additional field, and based on the type, it will initialize the conversion So it's stored in this particular format in the database, but it shows me in my local time zone settings. This is probably the first big difference I wanted to highlight in Agile Data. And in the next video, I will talk about references and how they're different from relations in a typical ORMs, and what are the benefits, in my opinion, of reference. So please hit the like on this video and subscribe to get my next video when it's available. Thank you.